G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur hippie here, having a quick break in sunny Dulwich Hill on a park bench under a tree. And I'm looking forward to the weekend of football. In fact, I'm looking forward to Liverpool playing another game of football, because they're still bleeding on about it, aren't they? I was saying it all last year, Jurgen Klopp has cracked. And I was beginning to give him a bit of benefit of the doubt. I thought, oh, he seems to be a bit calmer this year. You know, when Liverpool are playing well, he isn't like, you know, Mr. Red on mescaline or anything like that, you know. But this is not championship behaviour, Liverpool. So Klopp in his press conference said there should be a rematch. I mean, I'm scratching my head, man. A rematch? And what happens? Here, Klopp? What happens if in that rematch there's another VAR cock-up? Do we just keep playing the same game over and over? Are you trying to inflict purgatory on yourselves? Because I'm telling you, every time we're going to play you, we're going to beat you 2-1. That's the way it is, man. You replay that game, exactly the same result. It's an absolute joke that it's even getting this far, this talk. I saw a news article where apparently some game in America was restarted from a certain time because of some cock-up. Well, need I remind anyone that Tottenham Hotspur also had a goal disallowed for offside in that game. And what do? We scored another one. That's what you do when you get a goal disallowed. I don't care if it's justified or not or whatever. The fact is, if the goal don't count, you've got to get another one in the back of the net to, you know, give yourselves a chance. And Liverpool didn't do that. Their heads went down. They're all stroppy. They're all crying. I don't think they're going to be around at the end of the season. I think we've softened them up nicely for their Europa League game. There's birds everywhere now. Oh, you can't stop nature. Birds everywhere. And maybe they'll just stop bleating by the time whoever they play on the weekend, they're going to play on the weekend. Now, as far as Tottenham goes, we've got a little bit more injury news, unfortunately. Poor old Manor Solomon has done his MCL. Is that the right thing? His medial kicking leg. I don't know what it is. So he's going to be out for about 2 to 3 months, which is a bit of a shame, because he was doing well, but perhaps it gives opportunities to some other players. Brennan Johnson's still, I think, out with a knock. So our up front options would be Richarlison, Kulu, Son. I mean, that's all right, isn't it? That's what it usually is these days anyway, so that's all right. And who have we got off the bench? We've got... we haven't got a lot, have we? Veliz? He got some game time, Veliz. Maybe it's time for a kid like Donnelly to come through, who's been doing very well in the under-21s. Will it mean that we might go back to the watering hole of the transfer market January or maybe even sooner? Because, well, I don't know, this week might be a tale of two Jotas. The first Jota, the crazy kicker from Liverpool who can't, oh, I can't play football, I just go, I go troppo. Like I've been up in Darwin for too long, or Florida, you get what I'm saying, just been in the heat a bit too long, can't stand the heat. So he goes out and kicking, and he's, so that's one, he got his red card. But the other Jota, who was playing for Celtic, it was a weird old situation. I'm not exactly the full story of what happened, but he was playing. Ange Postecoglou signed him at Celtic a couple of years ago, and he was great for Celtic. And then he went to Al Ittihad, Saudi Arabia club, during the summer on a transfer, I think about 25 million, something like that, of some random currency. And he hasn't got any game time. I saw something at the beginning of the seasons where like fans weren't happy with him. I don't know quite why that was. And he hasn't been named in the squad for Al Ittihad. So maybe there's a chance that he could be released on a free, which just shows you how well organised Saudi Arabian football is, if they're just buying players and don't know what to do with them. Sounds a bit like Chelsea, actually, doesn't it? The Middle East of southwest London, Chelsea. in some ways. They won't like that because you know what their fans are like. Whoa. Now Jota, and I believe that there's rumours going around that Tottenham might be having a sniff. Jota's a perfectly good player, and a great spell at Celtic, linked up well with Kyogo Furuhashi, who I saw scored in their Champions League game against someone. I've forgotten who it was. Lazio, but unfortunately Lazio won 2-1 in the end. So could we fill up our ranks with the likes of Jota or Donnelly? I'm not worried about the injuries yet. I understand there's a bit of concernment out in the Spurs sphere, but I'm not worried about it yet. Look, until we start losing games, I'm not going to worry. We've got what should be a winnable game on the weekend. We've got 4 winnable fixtures at least in a row now. Who knows, by the time we play Manchester City, we could be top of the table. Wouldn't that be interesting? Where they have to beat us. They have to claw their way over Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen. They have to claw their way over Tottenham Hotspur to get back up the top. Lest we forget that Manchester City, the invincible team, got done by Wolves. They got done by Wolves last week. So don't give me this Tottenham aren't in a title race if Man City are going to pull up stumps against Wolves, and every other team we seem to be playing just seems to be bottling it and moaning, like Arsenal moaning, whinging, all their fans are moaning and whinging. Liverpool, they've lost their heads. They've lost their heads, man. What about City though? Could this be the start of the end for Klopp? There's rumours even, this has got to be stupid rumour, isn't it, that somehow Pep Guardiola is going to become England manager. I can't see that in a million years, but football's a funny old thing. But what football isn't, it is rinse and repeat. It is not Groundhog Day. Clippity clop. Sometimes things just don't go your way. That's the way of football. It's the way of life. You need to pull that head back in with those beautiful teeth you've got. I know you're showing the strain a bit, but in fact, no, keep it up. Keep on whinging. Keep that 5% of your brain away from the game. That'll be in our favour, man. Come May, when I believe we might be playing you up at your turgid ground, and there might be a championship on the line. Not for you, because you're crap, but for Tottenham Hotspur. Liverpool are way gone. They've lost it. Once you lose your heads, man. If you lose your heads over one offside flag against Tottenham Hotspur, you're done, aren't you? Whereas, as I say, Tottenham Hotspur, cool, calm and collected, just like Ange Postecoglou, the Fonz, cool. That's why when we had a goal disallowed, we just got another one right near the end. But it don't matter if you score in the first minute or 95th. It's that one on the score sheet that counts. So we've got a couple of challenges. Maybe we'll get through this little injury spate. Okay, it'll give other players a chance to have a go as well, and possibly this might make us a bit stronger. Still itching to see his news when Bentancur is coming back off the physio's table. Dr. Peter Sutcliffe, the Tottenham doctor, whoever it is, these days I wonder if something else is going on at Tottenham, because we do seem to cop injuries in training a bit, and I'm sure Ange is on it though. I'm sure Ange will get our medical staff back in line, because they need a bit of back in line sometimes. They haven't been treating our players right since back in the day of Darren Anderton, but hopefully that's good now. I also saw a quick article about how Ange is making that was a Rosella. There's a Rosella. It's like I can't get it, but it's up in the tree. Or is it? No, it's a rainbow lorikeet. Very pretty bird. I thought the lorikeet's stolen my mojo now. Bleeding nature. Oh, it's too far away to get a picture of it. So yeah, we could come through all this stronger. That's what you got to do with adversity, Klopp. When you get a little bit of thing that don't go your way, you rise above it. It's what makes a champion, mate. And you ain't it. You can do it behind locked doors when there's no fans in the pitch, but when there's people around, You ain't got the bottle, mate. Anyway, I'll see you next time, folks. Peace and love, man, and come on, you Spurs.